This podcast will hopefully contain words or statements of obscene, pornographic, or immoral character. You have been warned.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's because I've been singing all day. Fuck yes.
I don't think that counts because that was a cheat.
It was
because you did boo 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 instead of do do do. And I think boo 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 is like easier to stay in range.
It was much easier, and I should have fucking started that way initially.
Yeah, I'm calling you out for fucking cheating.
So y'all just got to hear the new, what would they be? The Thunder Potty intro. Da, da, da.
Yep. I hope you all liked it. That was Curtis's brainchild.
Brain fart.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love it. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that.
So I have to tell you, we were so fucking left down that the reveal to you last week wasn't better. That there were 95 technical difficulties, and the initial reaction I wanted from you was a fucking fail.
Oh, you mean, gotcha. I wasn't following it first. Yeah. So when you hit me up to get on a call to listen to it, to debut it for me. And then the debut failed.
Oh, oh my God. It was so depressing. Like pain. The pain.
No, it was great though. I mean, like I maybe wasn't as totally surprised as you wanted me to be, but I still hadn't heard it. So, I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah. But I wanted a promo so we could promote the new, well, technically not new. Well, it is new, but how long or temporary podcast intro number 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to use your like surprise face on some sort of post, but it was fucking fail. Total fail.
Well, get them next time, Tiger. I'm sure you're going to come up with many more
oh my Lord
intros as we move along through this. So, but yeah,
cruising right along. Hello, Massachusetts and DC. What the fuck? They've caught up to California. Yeah.
I've given up trying to make any sense of where and why people are listening because it makes no sense. So I give up. I'm just glad that they're listening wherever they are.
Oh, yeah. It's actually cool as shit.
Well,
hello, South Korea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one. You know what? Shit. I think that's the moment where I was like, I fucking give up trying to figure out why this is happening. Because when you told me that there was people in South Korea listening to this podcast, I was like,
God,
I don't even fucking understand that. But
I don't either.
Super cool, but why and how and yeah. Anyway, maybe we just have pleasing vocals.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Pleasing, like it doesn't matter what we're talking about. Our voices are so pleasing. I'm actually going to say that's probably not the reason, but
no, not at all.
And the other thing too is thanks a bunch to everyone who ordered merch from us. That was really fucking cool of you. Thank you.
Oh, I was so excited that I got my shirt, but then I couldn't unleash the beast. Because
you should tell that story because I find that story fucking hilarious that Yeah,
So
if that would have been me, it would have been a very different scenario.
So I went mental because, oh fuck, I forgot who got it, but they ordered after I did, and they got their t-shirt first. I think it was Jeremy. Anyway, then I ordered 2 shirts, and they had 2 separate tracking numbers, and like it was so bizarre. But then all of a sudden, last Friday, I got my shirt, and I was super giddy and ready to take pictures and bust that shit out. Because I don't give a fuck. I don't have to wash shit. If I get scratchy nipples, I get scratchy nipples. But the fancy lady of the house, she didn't get hers. So I was requested not to unleash the beast until she got hers. And then she was sad that once she got hers, I posted my picture of mine. So I failed miserably. I'm not a good tandem person, apparently.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's all about me.
Yeah. No, like I said, if that was, I just was cracking up that she was like, he's not allowed to open his until I get mine. I was just like, like, I'd be opening that shit right in front of your face and putting it on.
Oh, I wanted to rock that shit, but I didn't. I was good. And plus, it's been so fucking hot here. Who wants to rock a 3/4 length in the heat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've been on the fence about kind of what design I want, and I'm wondering if I'm actually going to just wait a month or two, and instead of getting a t-shirt, I'm going to order a hoodie for myself of one of the designs I like. Because in about another month and a half, I mean, well, technically it's hoodie weather here all year, but it'll really be hoodie weather in like a month and a half, 2 months. So it'd be cool to have a nice new hoodie with like, and you know what? I've never owned a hoodie in any kind of fucked up color other than like black before. So I'm like, man, I might get the Harvey Korman design, like just the standard logo and like the Bites one, and get that on like the turquoise hoodie or something.
So Gavin and I talk about this a lot because I'm old, and at some point I don't need every fucking shirt in my collection to be black. Like every fucking band t-shirt is black.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Finally, like I got one, like I like the Bridge City Sinners. And initially I couldn't find none of their shirts. Next, they have new ones now that they are come in white, which I drink coffee, and every time I wear a fucking white shirt, I have fucking stains by the time I get into work because I fucking spill coffee everywhere because I'm a moron.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm trying to think. Gavin's got a really cool, it's like Dayglow orange, like I want to say Regulate shirt. And it's fucking badass. And it's just like there's a quest to get non-black merchandise. Like,
yeah. No, I get it, dude. Well, Justin ordered one of the orange Potty Bite shirts, Pottycast Bite shirt, which is cool. And yeah, man, I can't remember like the exact moment or what happened, but this has been shit. It's been a while at this point. I'm saying like maybe 5 to 6 years ago, but I don't know, man. I was like cleaning out my closet one day or something, and I was just like, dude, it's just like my wardrobe was split 50-50. I had like 50% like white t-shirts and like 50% black t-shirts. And I was just like, this is, and it's funny too. I like go back and look at pictures throughout the years from like literally from when I was a teenager to like 5 years ago. And I was just like, and not that this is even necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of like I found my style as a young kid and just kind of like stuck with it. Like I was comfortable with it. And like I've kind of dressed the same for like a really long time. And I think I was just going through my closet one day. I was like, damn, I need to like, not even like that I need to like adult more or something like that. But it's just like, I've been dressing the same fucking way for so long. It's like, it's fucking boring. Like I'm still always going to wear like cool fucked up shirts and stuff, or like band shirts or whatever, but like, can we get some like different fucking colors?
So
But then I went through a phase where I was trying that, and then I realized, and this might sound ridiculous, but I was like, dude, there's some colors that I don't like, not even like don't look good in, but are like, I don't feel right in them. Like I bought a red t-shirt, and it's funny because you're wearing a red t-shirt right now. And I bought a red t-shirt at a show. I can't remember what band it was. I was like, dude, they have like red shirts. That's fucking cool. I'm going to buy a red shirt, just because I was in this mindset of like, I don't want black and white shirts anymore. So I bought this red shirt and brought it home. Next day, I was like immediate buyer's remorse. I'm like, okay, so strike number one is like, red is not something I want to wear. Like, it just didn't feel right at all.
So I got two things on that. First, I always think red shirts, and besides this one, they all feel like they're choking me. Like they're always, I don't know why.
Oh, like the neck?
The neck's it always feels high on them. Like my Cooters garage shirt, it fucking cuts up into my throat. And like I had a Star Wars shirt that did that, and I have another one that does it. It's fucking bizarre. And then dose to this thing is when our friend Duke shows up at the office, he makes fun of everybody in the fucking office because usually everybody's in black or dark gray.
Yeah.
And he shows up, he's like, ooh, designer, ooh, and he makes fun of us because because you see it, you walk in, it's like everybody's in fucking black.
Yeah.
Like, so like I made a mental note of trying to get out of that, but it's so hard.
Well, and this is funny. This is this is definitely a topic I never ever thought that would come up, but I'm down to like contribute how I feel about all this since it got brought up. But I will say that, okay, I still love rocking like black shirts. I do rock black t-shirts. I have nothing against black t-shirts, but sort of like evolving out of that little phase I had about 5 years ago. I was like, I'm going to try some different colors. I don't know. Like it definitely, it was fun, and I'm glad I did it because I was definitely like,
it was fun.
well, I think like I have certain jobs I've had over the years, you know, there's a certain amount of dressing up you have to do. So I always sort of had my like business casual, like clothing, which was like you just said, it was always like very monochromatic and just whatever. So, but it was like nice. But then I had my like not working clothes, is like jeans and a t-shirt, or khakis and a t-shirt, and a flannel or whatever. So,
that's one thing I can't wear.
What's that?
Fucking flannel.
No.
Fuck no. Like
you've
like
never really been a like pants or long sleeve shirt person. Anyway.
Yeah, it's never like I went through a period where I dressed fancy at the office, like way back when.
Yeah.
But I could not, like, it drives me fucking nuts. Like, I don't know how people wear fucking flannel. I guess because I'm big and I'm a fucking heater when I walk around. The last thing I need is to be any fucking warmer than I already am.
Yeah. I get that. I mean, I definitely, and you know, it's funny too, because I've actually had this conversation with people before, like discussing the idiosyncrasies of flannel wearing versus hoodie wearing. And I definitely think that, to your point, I've definitely heard people say that like they're way hotter in a flannel than they are in a hoodie.
Oh, if fucking like a zip up hoodie, I'm okay with that. Like that took a little while, but I don't know. I guess I was tired of feeling like I was 7, or I didn't want to feel like I was 7 again in my zip up fucking hoodie. But now I'm kind of cool with them. Like they're okay. But it's fucking, I do it. Flannel. Can't do it.
But I mean, I guess bottom line is like colors. Like I got into like getting colored shirts, like different colored shirts, and even branching out and
different color underwear.
No, my underwear is still gray. Gray or darker colors, but
dirt brown.
Yeah, dirt brown, white and dirt brown. I don't know. It's just I think like venturing into new clothing color territory was like a good move. And it's definitely, it's progressed over the years too. Like I'm definitely, if you look at my closet now, there's way less black t-shirts. There's way more sort of like light blues and whites and some like lighter grays that I wouldn't have maybe had before. And even like more like dressier style clothes that I've always would have got like black or gray in. Like I actually have some like more colors in now. So my newest thing though, which I haven't actually pulled the trigger yet, but it's funny that we're talking about all this because this like whole color clothing progression I've been on, I'm at a point now where it's advanced into like getting different color shoes. So I used to always only get like black shoes. Like I always hated white shoes. I never really got white shoes. Like occasionally I would get white skate shoes, but that was very rare. But I pretty much always had like some type of black shoe or like navy shoe. And now I have like a lot of different color shoes. I got these like super sick, like slip on, like they're like boat shoes, like leather boat shoes, like kind of like docksider kind of things. And they're like this super bright blue leather. And
Lord.
And they're like so comfortable and I love them. So like getting these shoes though, I was like, okay, these are like, I never thought I'd ever say this, but these are the shoes that I'm like, I think I finally need to get a pair of white pants.
I don't know if I will ever say that.
Yeah. So I'm like, dude, I was like, I was always like anti-white pants, but not even that I like made fun of people that wore white pants or anything. I was just like, they're not for me. But I was like, I don't know. Like, I think I might be venturing into like white pants territory.
I'm always about ugly shoes. Like I dig, like I don't know. I used to have like a badass pair of custom Vans that was like blue and pink and like was floral, but they were like fucking badass.
Well, I that might be a little different though, because
is it? I got a big pair of red Pumas. Those bitches are fire engine red. I rock them on occasion. Yeah.
See, well, those shoes I would say are in a little bit of a different category than the Vans you were describing. So if you, with those red Pumas, you need to get
I'm not wearing white pants.
You need to get white pants.
Oh my God. No, fuck no. That would be so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how so this is sad. While we're talking about clothing, I don't know. Like currently in my rotation, it's jeans, and jeans and shorts when I go home. Cause once again, I'm a heater. I don't need clothing, but it's like, it was so funny because I guess I tried to transition into adulting and then it was like, fuck it. It's not for me.
Yeah. I would say that where I'm at right now is adulting chic.
Like I think Mr. Rogers might be where you're at.
Well, yeah, I think it is. I think I'm at the like punk rock Mr. Rogers steez is like where I'm at right now.
You and fucking Fred.
Yeah, like see, Fred has a good fashion sense. He always has. It took me a while to progress into my Mr. Rogers phase. But yeah, dude, I'm like, it's funny. I never even like used to be a person that even looked at clothing at all. Like, it's just like I would go to the store and I need jeans or I need khakis or whatever. I just like go and I didn't give a fuck about brands or anything, which I still really don't technically, but it's just like these fit. I like the way they feel. Like, I don't care what the fuck they are. I'm going to get them. But one thing I have sort of written, this is harkens back to like hearing my grandmother say this a lot growing up. Because my grandmother she didn't have like a lot of clothes, but she always bought like really nice clothes. She like had, pretty much like if you buy like one or two nice pairs of pants from like a high end company, they're going to last you for like a really long time versus 5 cheaper pairs. And I just never really understood that, I guess, till I got older. But it really is true. Like once you find like a brand that's like maybe a little more high end, and the clothes always fit better, and they're just like right out of the box. They're like usually good. The material's way better. It's not as like scratchy, and I don't know. So like I'm at a point where I will pay a little bit more for clothing than I ever did before. So in that being said, I'll look at more like Nordstrom type websites where I might not necessarily buy my stuff from there, but I'll like at least like look to see. Like,
I love that high end for us is Nordstrom.
Yeah, exactly. well, in comparison though, I'm talking like for me to go to Nordstrom where I was like before like Marshalls.
Right.
Or like whatever.
I'm with you.
So totally like upgrading to Nordstrom for me is like a big fucking deal. So
or Macy's.
Yeah, or like shit like that. But like at least to like look and see like, hey, this is whatever. Like I like this shirt or whatever. Maybe try to find it somewhere else cheaper or whatever. But anyway, the whole point of all that though is I love getting on those websites because now I shop for cardigans to complete my Mr. Rogers authentic costume. Marker. You froze, bitch. You froze, bitch. Locked up like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we're gonna have to use yours.
That's fine. I just did a marker in there. But anyway, I don't know where we got cut off, but I was leading into talking about that I get on those websites to look at cardigan sweaters. Because if you are over the age of 40 and you haven't ventured into your cardigan phase yet, I highly recommend it for all you listeners out there.
Nope, and nope.
Well, they're too hot for you.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, it's totally not going to happen. Even if I wasn't fat and hot, I wouldn't. Why? And I'm hot in a good way too. But no fucking way. It's weird because there's like certain shit that I fucking love. Like people wear stuff. I'm like, that is awesome, but I can never wear that. Like it just to put it on physically on my body. No, like there's shit I like other people wear. I'm like, ooh, that's stylish, but I would never fucking wear it.
Yeah, see, okay, and I'd
rather put my hand in the fucking dish thing.
The dish thing, garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal.
You put your dishes in the garbage disposal.
Sometimes, dude, we had a knife shoot out at me because it fell down a knife.
Oh shit!
And it was point up, and it's like bouncing all around. And I've got like our air fryer pan defending myself against this fucking knife. I'll have to show you. There's fucking like scratches and shit in it where the fucking knife's like jumping up in the air, but I block it with the fucking air fryer.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my God. It was fucking phenomenal.
That sounds
scary. It's a great story. So anyway.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I used to be that same way where like I'd be out somewhere. And you know what? It's funny. I honestly, I don't think talking about this out loud with you right now about all this, I don't think I've ever even made this connection, but I think maybe there's always been a part of me that has been maybe I haven't always maybe dressed the coolest, but I've always been observant of clothing. And I think that probably just comes from being around family members who would sew and like making our own kind of edits to costumes we would make for the bands. And I don't know. And just like skateboarding culture, I just think you're always just kind of like looking at clothing. I think it's just sort of ingrained in like the sort of areas of life that we come from is like, not even necessarily like fashion, but just like the style of things that we are into or whatever. So I think it's just kind of like a very subconscious thing that maybe is there. But I used to definitely be a person who would look at somebody and be like, that is a really cool fucking outfit, but I could like never pull that off.
Yeah. Dude, I'm totally that way.
But I have actually sort of went the other way. And now since I've sort of changed up my wardrobe a little bit, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off, and I'm like, oh, like I could maybe wear that fucking like super light powder blue shirt where like before I never thought I could wear that. And
oh shit, with the ruffles.
Or yeah, maybe not even ruffles, but just like I guess the point of all this though is that I'm even amazed myself how much my wardrobe evolution has happened over the last couple of years, and that things that I wouldn't be caught dead in like a decade ago like feel comfortable to wear now, and like are like almost seem more natural than like a black t-shirt get up.
Oh my Lord. I have not hit that stage in my life yet.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know if maybe there's a part of just wearing sort of like almost like a uniform for so long and then like changing it up. It's, I don't know, it's like a breath of fresh air to like how you look when you look at yourself, I guess.
So how far do you think you actually strayed into like, because now that you brought it up, like I don't think I've ever strayed too far from my uniform, for lack of a better term, ever. Like even if I thought I was punk rock, there was only so far I could go. Like there are certain hurdles like I could never like take that step. Like I was okay with a jean jacket not going leather and studs, and like I didn't feel like I needed to look the part. And I guess that was kind of rolls into everything, but it was like I don't think I could have even if I wanted to. Like there's like I don't know. Like I
think
I don't know if I could play the role. Like I was okay being just a half step out.
Yeah, it's like we were like sort of like punk rock neutral with our style. It's
where
like
Cowboy Carl fucking head in and he could do it.
Yeah.
And not me. Like I could not take that step.
Well, like I have, I would say like the most extreme I ever probably really got with my like sort of leveling up on my punkness is, I'll like rock like my like vest every once in a while with like patches and stuff like that. So I have like an arsenal of like
your battle jacket.
Yeah. Like I have an arsenal of battle jackets that I'm hyped on that I'll wear out and stuff on occasion. But that's probably like the most leveling up I've ever went in that realm. But, I think it's funny because what I like consider dressing up for me now, or dressing a little bit different, is actually if someone sees me out, like I feel like I'm like dressed up kind of fancy, but I probably just look completely normal to like anybody else. But so it's like I think like, whoa, I like really dressed up, but it's like I'm really not dressed up at all compared to like what someone who really dresses up is dressed up.
Yeah, I totally understand. That's fucking funny. Yeah, as far as I go right now, unless it's like a real actual formal event, then but is a polo. Like I'm like that's as far as it goes.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you brought up like the Mr. Rogers reference, and I mean that's fully where I'm at. It's like I'm like punk rock Mr. Rogers, but also I'm even starting to venture into like cool gym territory because I've like realized the great, like basically I had all these old button up like work shirts from my old job, and they were all so big and they didn't fit me anymore. So like I got rid of like 10 shirts. And one of the main reasons I got rid of them is I found out how awesome the Levi's button up shirt is.
Dude, that thing is fucking awesome.
And I'm like, once I fucking, because Trisha bought one and I was like, whoa, that shirt's like fucking cool. I was like, what is that? She's like, it's just like a Levi's like cowboy shirt, basically. It's actually it's called the Barstow.
Dude, the fucking little opal, whatever, pearl buttons or whatever, those are fucking, to me, that's a hook. Like I'm
dude,
in.
That shirt is amazing. And she bought one and hers was like way too small for me to try on, but the material was like so soft. And I was like, holy shit, this is like the nicest button up shirt I've ever felt. Like this material is crazy. So I ended up buying one and I got that blue one and I liked it so much. I bought a black one. So now I have two. And because of those two button up shirts, I got rid of all my other button up shirts and I wear those two exclusively. They just like flip flop back and forth.
Right.
I was just like, and I was like, that's what my grandmother like always used to say. It's like when you buy something a little more high end that you really like it, you don't like need a bunch of clothes. It's like I've gotten into like my adult man uniform steves now. Like I have my cardigan, I have my Levi's button ups, and
that's definitely cool gym.
Yeah, I'm definitely in cool gym territory for sure. Which that's a motherfucker who had the same style his whole life. Dude, ever since I've known him.
I can't think of any time where he's broke that fucking mold.
No way.
I can't think of any time. It is jeans and that fucking blue shirt. I mean, he wears t-shirts now.
Yeah, I would say, in the summertime, you would see him in shorts and flip-flops on occasion.
Oh my God, he used to rock the fucking old gym coach shorts.
Yeah, dude, I remember
the fucking McGregor nut cutters.
They're like the ringworm shorts.
Oh shit! Oh my God!
Yeah,
we need to get that shit made for us so that Gavin can sport some potty mouth, pottycast, fucking shorts on stage too.
Well, it's funny because we talked about this before. How I prefer shorter shorts when I wear shorts. Like I don't like nut cutters, but basically, if you can imagine like the midline of your thigh. If you're standing up,
no.
That's where I like shorts to be. Cause I hate when shorts are down to the knee. Like for me personally, my legs are too husky to have like long, like I have to have shorter shorts to balance out my husky legs. But, we were looking at this meme the other day and it was a picture of Tom Selleck from like Magnum PI. And he definitely had these like full on like nut cutter shorts on. His hairy legs were like all blasting out of the bottoms of them. And the meme said, I don't care what you say. This is the correct length for male shorts. Like, don't even try to argue or something like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, these are a little short, but like I can get behind the sentiment that shorter shorts are better.
Yeah. No, I'm not buying it. You can get the fucking old corduroy OP shorts rolling at your nuts. You're looking cool.
I don't know, dude. There's just something I can't stand about. And I know like whatever, that's the majority of shorts for men are shorts to the knees. So I understand why people wear them because that's what's available. But I don't even own actual shorts. Like I have a pair of swim trunks. And other than that, I wait till my jeans wear out and I cut my jeans for shorts because I could never find shorts of the length that I like.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's a fucking reason, dude. There's a fucking reason.
Yeah, I'm a fucking trendsetter, bro.
Yeah, you're something. I don't know if it's trendsetter. Holy shit.
That's funny. Well, yeah, that was a fucking awesome fucking sidebar that I wasn't expecting. It's cool though. Like whatever. I like it's clothes are fun. It's fun to look at shit. And like I said, like looking at cardigans, I saw this cardigan a couple months back and I don't have the fucking money to fucking pull the trigger on something like this, but I saw this fucking cardigan that was so fucking cool. It was like handmade and it had like actual like these awesome like skulls like hand knitted into like the design or like into the wool or whatever.
You got to get Kate on that shit for you.
This thing was fucking insane looking. It looked so fucking comfortable. It was $1,500.
Fuck that. No way.
I was like, man, this is so cool, but like I could buy a new guitar or a cardigan. So,
oh shit. What was I gonna say? Yeah, there's no fucking way. There was no way. Like we went to a wedding last year and I had to buy a fucking jacket.
Yeah.
And we were at the warehouse.
You mean like a sports blazer kind of thing?
Yeah. And we were at Men's Warehouse and the woman's like suiting me up and I'm like, well, how much is this? She's like $3. And I'm like, whoa, dude, it's a fucking coat. I'm not spending $300 on a fucking coat.
Yeah.
Luckily, Macy's had the exact same fucking coat for $100, and I had to suck it up and buy it. But
dude, the best place to get an awesome blazer are at thrift stores.
dude,
Like my current blazer, which is this like awesome, like old school, like 70s, like herringbone pattern kind of looking thing, but it's like this brownish black color, and it was like tailored for me, like right off the rack. I got it at like the church thrift store down the street from my house, and I think I paid like $8 for it, and paid, I don't know, $10 to get it dry cleaned. And that's like my go-to blazer for like any kind of dress up function. So
nice.
yeah, I want to get a they have the what the fuck is that design? Can't think of the design off the top of my head.
I don't know. You're not even drawing pictures for me to figure it out.
Yeah, well, I can't even. There's no. It's kind of like an Escher looking like design, sort of. It's like in the pattern of the fabric. I forget.
Right.
It has a name. I forget. It's like a thatching kind of looking thing.
Oh, I was gonna say squares.
No, not squares. It's kind of like if you're familiar with Trailer Park Boys, it's kind of like the design that the dude Ricky wears on his shirt, but it's just like way smaller. Maybe it is a herringbone, but I don't think that's what it is. But anyway, I want to get a jacket that's like that color, like the white and with the little black things, but they're like really expensive, even like used, because I guess it was a pretty popular design in the 70s for like men's and women's clothing back then. So any like vintage shit with that design is like really expensive.
All right. Well, you'll have to fucking post a picture because I have no clue what you are talking about.
Yeah, you'll know it when you see it.
That is so funny.
So I have, this is completely off topic, but before I forget, I had a conversation about 3-4 nights ago, texting conversation for about half hour or so. I hadn't talked to this person, and we're on group text together, but I haven't like talked to them individually in a while. And they were giving us props on the podcast and telling us how much they're enjoying it and that we definitely should keep it going. And I asked them if they want to be a guest at some point, because we're going to start having guests soon, hopefully. And the response was, sure, anytime.
Awesome. This is a person I know.
It's Dr. Fuck.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
So yeah,
yes.
The guest list keeps expanding.
I know we eventually got to actually have somebody call in or do whatever.
Yeah. So he's hyped. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, I'll definitely want to come on.
That is fucking awesome.
So we've already, like, off camera, have talked about, I think, like 2 or 3 episode ideas that we've put on hold because of the possibility of certain people coming on. And I think when there's like, I can think of like 5 or 6 episode ideas that we've put on the back burner for waiting for a guest. And I have 3 ideas what could pertain to when he comes on. So that might be a super fucking long episode. Curtis is getting up. Loki the Supreme is coming in. He's jumping around.
So the dog's fucking nuts.
I didn't even hear him barking.
Oh my God. Everybody else did. I'm certain.
That's crazy. I usually hear him. I didn't even hear him at all.
He was scratching and fucking barking.
But yeah, dude. So
I'm all in. And I think we need to do the video one day. That one is going to fucking traumatize me, I swear.
Yeah. Well, I've been thinking more about that. So that's going to be a tough one to do, because I don't know how because I feel like that's a very self-centered episode. Like that, it's going to be very selfish, because we're going to talk about it and be laughing our asses off, but then we really can't share it with anybody who's listening. So people are just going to be like, I want to fucking see, but it's like, no, you're never going to see.
Here's how we have to do it. You'll have to do color commentary, and I'll do play by play. And we'll have to like I know. So people have to suffer.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be done.
No, it has to be done.
Like that was a fucking cornerstone when this shit started. Like that was one of our episodes.
Yeah.
And we were avoiding the shit out of it. And I don't think we should. You need to bring that shit forward and do it.
Yeah. Well, we are getting pretty close. Maybe that can be what we do for the 20th episode is like a milestone kind of thing.
Oh my God.
Because I thought what could maybe be cool would be to you and I do the video, and then when we have people on who are familiar with it and or aren't familiar with it, we show them like a snippet of it to like be like, do you remember this or whatever? God.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So I had to open the door because the dog's going nuts. Now Gavin's going upstairs in his fucking vault. So there might be a lot of background noise now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So did they hear any more about their show? Like,
they've got tickets. They're on the bill. It's good to go.
Yeah. So they that was one of my questions. Is it like a pay to play thing, or are they required to sell a certain amount of tickets?
They ask, I guess I don't know if they're required, but they had them. I don't know how it works because it might be a pay to play but they have to sell the tickets, I guess. Then they had to sell X amount of tickets, and they could get on the $100 ticket level or the 50 ticket level.
Gotcha.
So they did the 50 ticket level.
Yeah,
dude. I don't know how. Like, do you really? The part that blows my mind is, do you really need, as a band? So this is actually probably a good conversation. Like, the bands they're opening for should pull enough people that the opening band shouldn't be required to sell X amount of tickets.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
it seems a little fucked up.
I feel I don't, and I'm out of the loop with a lot of that shit too, so I probably can't speak to it very accurately, but I just feel like that whole like pay to play selling tickets thing, it just seems like such an outdated concept or something to me. I don't know. Like, is that even still like needed? I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I would understand certain shows. I know we had to do it at the Rev to play there way back when.
Oh, you did?
In Baltimore. Like, we had to do that. But I don't even think it was just a fucking local band night. It wasn't even to open for somebody. But, kudos to them for getting it and being able to even be.
Yeah, I mean, that's an epic show for, I mean, how long have they been playing? They've been playing for a year at this point, right?
Year, maybe. Yeah, well, their first show was New Year's, but they've been together. Like, Gavin and that kid's been the guitar player's been practicing for 2 years together before any of this even started. And then they acquired a drummer, then a bass player. So now it's all.
Yeah, I mean,
it's off to the races.
Exactly. Like, regardless, I mean, that's a pretty epic fucking show to get on, only being together for a year. Like Venom and Ringworm, that's insane.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, right?
I'm sorry, Venom Incorporated.
What the fuck does that mean?
So,
I figured you would know.
Yeah, Venom. Straight Venom is Kronos's band.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And the Venom Incorporated is Mantis, the original guitar player of Venom, and Abaddon, who was the original drummer of Venom. So those two left Kronos's Venom and formed Venom Incorporated with the guy who sings. So it's basically like Venom Incorporated is Venom minus Kronos, and Venom is Kronos minus Mantis and Abaddon.
That is fucking awful.
but I don't even think Abaddon's in the band anymore. He was with them when I saw him a few years back. And he's a fucking legend too, because I got to talk to him after the show and he was like so fucking nice. And he had aviators on the whole fucking night. Like he was like by the merch booth, aviators on. He was on stage playing, aviators on. After the show, hanging out, talking to fans, aviators on. When I got my picture taken with him, aviators still on. I was like, this guy's a legend. Like ultimate rock star move, just like wearing your fucking shades inside all fucking night. But yeah, I love Venom. So for me, having like two versions of the band, it's just like from a fan standpoint, I think it's fucking cool because it's like get like extra Venom records because like both versions of the band are good.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And they actually have a new record out. So I guess
that's why they're touring
to it. Yeah, it's called Everything But Black or Everything Something Black or I don't know. But yeah.
So I've been thinking, and
that's scary.
It is. So I think I've been trying to find new shit to listen to, and it's been fails left and right.
Yeah.
And I've even listened to some of the bands that Gavin listened to, and it's just like, it's. So I'm trying to think. I listened to something. Oh, I told you I listened. Well, that's not a new band, but the Anthrax, not fucking horrible. But
I listened to. Are you talking about the like live re-record or whatever? I listened to a few songs. I need to. I thought the track listing was pretty legit, but I listened to maybe 3 of the songs, and it was like, meh. I'll probably listen to the whole thing just to give it a chance, but I was underwhelmed what I heard so far.
Yes. It wasn't that I couldn't listen to it. And that was the whole thing is like, unlike the Twisted Sister where I turned that shit off right away.
Yeah.
Like, and 2 songs in, I was like, fuck, this is
I wish I would have done that, but I was being a good student and I committed.
But so I did listen to the majority of it. Our plotter went down at work. So I had to leave my headphones off my ears for a little bit to figure out what the fuck was going on there. But I made it. And it wasn't half as fucking bad as like that. I mean, there was a couple times where I'm like, I was like, is Belladonna just trying to show that he still has his chops? Like it just like some of it just seemed like, oh, I'm like, oh my god, because you know I'm not a fan of the squealy vocals as it is.
Yeah.
And how the fuck I listen to Anthrax, I do not know, but I like them.
Dude, I thought about that the other day when I was listening to that. I was like, I never even really thought about it, but why did you ever like Anthrax? Because they sort of fall into the like genre of like singers you don't like.
So I always, and I find myself, it happens all the time, is I find like maybe one band from kind of each genre, even though I don't know if Anthrax, I guess like thrashy or whatever, that I can listen to and I like, they're out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And so like they were it. Just like Gamma Bomb is now my new Anthrax.
Yeah.
Because they're so fucking stupid. And I love them. And to me, I think they're fucking, it's a joke to them. And I love it about them. And they're kind of like the Darkness, but better.
Well, that maybe that's part of why you liked Anthrax too, is they were metal, thrash metal or whatever, but their imagery was that of like, they were kind of like, they wore like punk and hardcore t-shirts and, they had like cartoon imagery and stuff. So maybe that was like helpful when you were like getting into them more. Cause they weren't just straight up like leather clad, like thrash metal warrior guys.
So this leads me into, and I thought about this while I was listening to it. So I don't know if this is a game or not, but they are part of like one of the most iconic crossover, whatever, hardcore thrash bands, not as Anthrax, but as SOD.
Oh yeah.
So my question is, how many bands like that, like the side hustle is just as good as the like main hustle? or better. I don't know if SOD's better than Anthrax, but the first album's really fucking good. And I like the fucking seasoning. Was it Seasoning the Obese or whatever?
Oh yeah,
that fucking 45 is awesome.
Yeah, that's from Bigger Than the Devil record era.
Oh my god. But yeah, so like that was like, and I wanted to spring this one on you so you couldn't fucking think about it too much.
Oh no, I love this one, the Side Hustle Band. That's a really good topic. See, I've already turned my head to look at my records.
Oh my god! So
there's got to be a ton of those. Yeah.
Before we go down this rabbit hole,
yeah,
the only lyric that like straight up, like I said, that sticks out that I miss, I don't get right, and as a kid I didn't get a ton of shit right, and I made my own lyrics up because that's how I roll, Big Curtis style. Mm-hmm. But like so it's a Duran Duran song, and I still think he says preview, but he says Purdy view. And like Amanda made fun of me, and I'm like, what? I was like, I swear I looked at the lyric sheet. Like fucking Duran Duran needs a fucking lyric sheet. But they had it, and I swear to God, I should go up there and fucking get the record from Gavin and see.
Yeah.
Still not believing it. Actually, I think I looked it up and that's what it said, but it's still horseshit.
That's funny. Well,
like it's not as good as fucking Dirty Deeds in the Thunder Jeep. Like that shit rules.
Justin texted me. He's like, yeah, thanks for that. I was like, yeah. I was like, sorry, dude. I was like, anybody. I was like, now it's like the Hey Johnny Depp Slayer Angel of Death one. Once you see that, you can never unsee it. It's like once you hear Thunder Jeep, you can never unhear that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That's totally like baked in my head. I mean, that might have been a better game. Is who's fucked up lyrics for you that you can't. It stamps out kind of like the Crucial Youth.
Yeah.
Christmas time for this. Christmas time instead of Crucified. I will never hear Crucified and not hear Christmas time.
I mean, yeah, that like honestly, if I never hear Crucified ever again, I'm okay with that. I don't like dislike that song or anything, but man, I'm just like, I never need to hear it ever again.
I don't even know how the fuck we started playing it.
Yeah, I forgot you guys played that. I was like, wow, of all the covers you could have chosen, that's what you picked.
Yeah, I
one that was already made famous by another band.
Yeah, well, yeah, and of course, I like the version by somebody else doing something absolutely absurd. So this is so sad.
Well, so before we kind of go down that trajectory, I did some research of some of the things we talked about last time to report back on. So I have two things for this. I did go back and listen to the Screaming with the Dead Guy Quintet.
Okay.
Because it'd been probably like literally close to 20 years probably since I tried to listen to that. And it was just as bad as you remembered it. No, it wasn't as bad as, because I never really thought it was bad. It wasn't for me. And I wanted Dead Guy to be like with Tim singing.
Right.
So I just never really like gave it a chance. I definitely like it better now than I did back then. I will say that. And I think the song Free Mustache Rides is actually like a really cool song that's on there. And I don't hate it, but I still think that Dead Guy with Tim is like way better. And then actually Matt Powell had brought up that because he was agreeing with me that like basically like it's Tim on vocals or like nothing else. Like he's even like the screaming one isn't that great.
Hey, fuck you, pal.
But we were talking about that because you had mentioned about there being a new No Escape.
Yes.
And I didn't know about that. So I went and listened to that as well. And I liked it, but I felt it just sounded like Dead Guy to me. It was almost like it was like a more tame version of Dead Guy. And it like the only thing to me that sounded like No Escape was like his vocals.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. Like how I remembered No Escape was just like it's way more stripped down hardcore. It's like they hadn't like figured out how to play that well yet. And that was like the magic of it. It's like now they're like too good at their instruments. It's like just make this a Dead Guy record.
What was weird is like I didn't. So when I went through it, it was, and I think we should. This is a fucking real game we should do. Like pick a record every week and fucking go listen to it and report back.
Yeah.
And you guys make suggestions. Not shit I hate. I mean, I've already given you squealy vocals. Can't do it. Anything where the guy sounds like his nuts are in a vice. Can't do it. Or the woman's got her lips tucked up. Can't do it. Like it needs some ass to it.
Yeah.
But I'm all in to play this game after suffering through that fucking Twisted Sister, and you went through Dead Guy, and now the No Escape. I think this is a legit game. You guys make suggestions because I am fucking hurting for jams. So anything's good.
Well, the other thing, Dead Guy related. So I was curious about like what the prices of a lot of that Dead Guy stuff are going for nowadays, because all that most of that Dead Guy stuff is on Victory, like the 90s version of Victory. And I know like a lot of those 90s Victory records go for a lot of money sometimes. So and what's funny is actually sometimes some of those 90s Victory CDs are worth more than the vinyl, believe it or
How the
not.
fuck does that happen?
Yes,
I believe it.
So I got on Discogs and was looking up prices and stuff. And then I got on eBay and was looking up prices, and that fixation on a coworker, it doesn't go too crazy high. Like, I don't know, maybe like $60, 60 or 70 on average. But what's interesting is when I typed in Screaming with the Dead Guy Quintet, this other record came up, which is Steaming, or it's actually Steamin' with an apostrophe instead of a G. So Steamin' with the Miles Davis Quintet. But here's what's cool is that this is probably like a little unknown fact for people, but the cover of this Screaming with the Dead Guy Quintet is a play on this Miles Davis record.
That is fucking cool as shit.
Because I'll post those pictures. I mean, obviously you can like Google it yourself, but I'll put the pictures up on the website. But it's like the exact, like the font type and like the way that those words are laid out is exactly the same. But instead, like on the Dead Guy, when it has the girl, it's like sort of like the pinup girl, like illustration. But on the Miles Davis, it's just like a picture of Miles Davis.
Right.
So I was just like, wow, that's pretty
awesome.
crazy. Like, that's totally where they like ripped that idea off from.
I think it's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I knew you would appreciate
there?
that. Yeah, I'm still here. Fucking Loki.
So my dog just saw something and went nuts and ripped my fucking headphones off. But I'm coming back with a vengeance. Here I go. There we go. I'm back.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like that. I never knew that about that artwork. So
I didn't realize that was a fucking jock. That's funny as shit.
Yeah. So that's cool. That was a fun little discovery. Maybe there's other people that didn't know that, so they can check that out for themselves.
I did not know that. Because I thought that was a really fucking awesome title because it was so bizarre, but now it makes more sense. It's still fucking awesome.
Yeah, totally. And the other thing too that we don't have to spend a lot of time talking about this, but we haven't mentioned it in the last 2 episodes, and it's like we gotta mention this. But
chronic masturbation.
What's that?
Chronic masturbation.
Nah, you know what? I'm not a chronic masturbator so much anymore. I've really cut back.
Oh shit.
It's kind of like my clothing choices now. It's just you get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. You want to try something different.
Oh fuck.
But no, we didn't talk about our new song that we wrote.
Oh my god.
And how awesome it is.
Oh my God.
So we wrote a new Craven Moorhead song when we practiced 2 weeks ago, and it was awesome. Like we have 2 new songs now, and one of the new songs I kind of mostly came up with the music and Curtis wrote lyrics for, but the new song I had like a riff, but that was like the first song in like 20 years that we've
Oh my God.
written together as a band, and it was awesome. It was fun.
It was fucking funny. It was the worst. So we spent fucking 4 or 5 hours there at Matt's, fucking trying to figure out. Jamulus is cool if you can figure it the fuck out, but apparently our IT guy couldn't fucking figure it out.
hey, he was too busy looking fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, that is true. So we fucking tried to practice like a normal practice, and we use this program called Jamulus. And it has like a really what do you want to say, a low latency, so that we can, being on each side of the US, it's not that bad, and you can actually jam back and forth.
Yeah.
But there's some magic that needed to happen, and our IT guy fucking blew it to the last fucking hour. Like, we were there trying to troubleshoot this thing for 2 hours, wrote a song for 2 hours, and then we jammed a little bit more, actually being able to play the shit, which is so fucking crazy. But what is awesome is the fact that through Jamulus, we can plug you straight into my guitar amp, and it sounds like you're fucking there.
Yeah.
It's fucking badass.
It's definitely like a pretty cool setup. So, but the other cool part about that story though, too, is that we had talked before about you and Fred, like some of our best lyrics came from you guys driving up to band practice. And then like, this was like this was like the first car ride together coming to band practice where you could write a song together in like probably 20 years. And when you guys showed up with fucking pure gold.
So apparently I came up with Poop Knife, the title, way back when.
Okay.
But of course, everybody, why you gotta write songs about shit? And it's, I guess we write about what we know.
Yeah.
I think we have multiple songs about shit, but we were leery that we were getting a little too close to blowing the O with our poopy lyrics. But which Dad still says is the best song any of our bands have ever written. He's like, what's that one fucking song? I was like, what? He's like, that fucking song I was like, I'll blow Neil. He's like, yeah, that's fucking good. Oh my God. It's so bad. Yeah. I'm not reading you because I have to fucking decipher Fred's lyrics, and oh my God. But it was magic. It was magic. And Fred and I still had it. Yeah. We're like Sonny and Cher, and we actually kind of fit the roles. I'm Sonny though. Because Fred's tall like Cher.
Just don't fucking ever go skiing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you guys fucking killed it. But not only did you kill it lyrically, but your way to like deliver the melody for that was so unexpected, because you guys sent me like a screen grab of the lyrics that you wrote down in the car. And I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. But then how you sang it is, I didn't expect that at all. And I was I was like, dude, we still fucking got it.
I don't know if it's, you know what? It's the boredom. And I think, what was it? Making fun of ourselves. Like I said, that's why I think Gamma Bomb makes me laugh, is because I think they make fun of what they do.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is a total like laugh at us for what we're us playing. Kind of like Snip the Glue. Like, I think the fucking chorus and that makes me cry every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of fucking songs that have shoot doobies in them anymore. But we got her, boy.
Yeah. We like bringing stuff back when it's cool. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because that was an epic day of day of smiles and laughter.
Oh my God, that was fucking failure.
It wasn't though.
Well, at the end of the day, you're right. It wasn't a total failure.
We had some conflicts that had to be worked through, and it
Jesus Christ
ended in a successful day.
There you go.
So I kind of had a new topic, and we don't have to delve into this, but I'd like to go back to your other one. But this is a fun one. We actually saw this on Reddit. Someone posted this, but it was a concert you would not want to go to if the band is literally what their name is. One of the examples was the band is Acid Bath. Like,
I wouldn't want to go to that.
You wouldn't want to go to that show. So like bands with names.
Killer Pussy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a cool list to think of.
All right.
Because people definitely had some like cool. One of my favorites that someone said was Fine Young Cannibals.
That's fucking awesome.
I was like, yeah, that's definitely a show you don't want to be at.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Now we have to definitely, that one's going to be a think backer.
Yeah. Yeah. But I wanted to go back to side hustle bands.
Yeah. I was bringing it back there. So you go ahead. You got another one? Because I do.
I love this as a game, as a topic, because I'm drawing a total blank for the most part, but I know there's like so fucking many. And like there's definitely lots where the side hustle for me is way better than the actual band. Now, the first one that comes to mind, and I wouldn't say that the side hustle is better than the main band because it's kind of apples and oranges, really. But I would say that I love the side hustle band as much as the main band, and that's fucking Dave Brockie Experience.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
You guys drove to fucking Ohio to see them. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. That was, we saw those guys like 3 or 4 times. I have photos from, the picture I have of me and Brockie is from that show in Cleveland.
So do you know why they did this side project?
Well, I can tell you this.
Oh, tell me.
After watching that Guar documentary, they don't really talk about any of the side bands, but it gives you such a insider look at some of the inner turmoil that I definitely would not be surprised if part of them doing DBX was when they were in this like phase of I don't know, like they weren't sure what they were doing with Guar really. Like there was kind of like some uncertainty of like if they were going to like how they were going to continue, and like they didn't have a lead guitar player at the time. So, and just like some of the drama with the one guy. So, I think like DBX was probably just a way for them to go out and make some money and do something fun that wasn't like with the seriousness of Guar or whatever.
Right.
I'm just totally speculating, but based on what they talk about in the documentary and how the eras line up of when they were doing that band, that kind of makes sense.
So the other one that came to mind besides the SOD was the Me First and the Gimme Gimmes.
Okay.
Because no effects.
Yeah.
But I don't think he tours with them, does he?
I don't know.
I don't think he tours with them, but I mean, initially when the concept was done, it was this fucking side band, but they're their own entity now, fucking moving around in the cosmos.
Yeah.
And I like them.
Yeah.
Because they do fucking Paula Abdul covers. And what's fuck's not to like about that?
I've definitely heard Me First in the Gimme Gimmes, but I don't know too much about them. I mean, I know a little bit.
I mean, they do covers. They do nothing but covers.
Yeah.
And it's just
as far as like what covers they do and like
it's all over the place. Every CD or every release is its own distinct animal. They did a Divas album. They've done a country album. They've done a 70s rock album. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, they did like a show tunes because they do like a Rocky Horror. I think, is that right? Yeah, I think they did. It's been a while. I mean, some of them I've worn out because it was a common ground between Jen and I that we could listen to. So
yeah, gotcha.
It is like some of them I can't, but then some of them I do. They do an awesome cover of, I don't know, Even Though We Ain't Got Money. I don't know the rest of it. It's Kenny Loggins song, Log
Gotcha.
and Messina or whatever.
Well, so we should probably set a little bit of a parameter. Does this only include, it's like got to be like most of the same band, but they're just doing a different band, or can it be like solo stuff too, or does solo records not count?
I don't think solo records count. Like it has
Okay.
to be like, I don't think they can use their name to parlay like the solo off onto like, I think with the side hustle, the big, if it's on a flyer, you don't know who the fuck it is. Like, but if it says Bob from Biscuit
Yeah.
Builders, then it's a little bit different.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, one of the main ones that comes to mind, and I personally don't think that the Side Hustle band is as good as the original. And it's not that I don't like the Side Hustle band. I just don't think it's as good, but is All.
Oh, I can't. Yeah.
So I can
I'm-
never really get into them. But
So
I'm like,
what?
I don't know. Is that maybe that doesn't even count as a side hustle though, because that is like technically a different band. Because it is like I mean, it's the same dudes, but a different singer, but it's like they're not trying. I don't know. It's like they're their own entity.
Yeah. So I know it was weird. I watched the Descendants documentary and they kind of go through that. And I think there's a couple like that nobody could ever figure out why All never caught on like the
Yeah.
Descendants did. Like
Right.
it's basically just a different singer. It's the same people producing the same music, but just a different singer. But
Yeah.
they don't. There's something that Milo brings to the band that everybody else doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that love All. I could never get into them. Blake fucking loved them, but I just like he knew one of the dudes, like one of the singers that kind of got flushed out. But it was just like, I don't know. Definitely not a. I couldn't get into them.
So what else you got?
Well, I was hoping you would have a couple.
I'm trying to think.
Well, it does. So I went back. So the shitty thing about iTunes sometimes is they'll say, hey, look, somebody put out a new record, but it's not actually that artist that you think it is. It's an artist who doesn't know that the other band exists. So they show up in their fucking feed. So, for example, I got a tag that Shelter put a new record out. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I went to put it on and it was some fucking new age record and I made it not through it.
Like it was a different Shelter completely.
Yeah. So altogether different. But then that led me to go back and listen to Shelter and I don't know. They weren't no youth of today to me. Like but then I was like, does Better Than 1,000 fall into that category? Because I think it's like the dudes from Damnation AD, a couple of them,
Yeah.
and then Ray on vocals. And it was like, I think it started as not a side hustle, but just a project that turned into a side hustle.
Yeah.
Like that was one that came like to mind. I tried to listen to Shelter. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not down with his vocals.
Shelter's like always been hit and miss with me. Like I like a lot of their stuff, and then some things I'm like, this is terrible. But
right. I mean, yeah, and I guess we need to kind of figure out like it's not like offshoot bands. Yeah, this is a hard one. This one needs some rules.
Yeah, that really does, because I can think of so many. It's like all the ones I think of are bands that sort of like became their own thing. So it's not like, I don't think it counts. Like I think Dave Brocky Experience is like the perfect example of what
That's
it
a
should
really
be.
good one. Yeah.
But I'm having trouble thinking of other ones like that though, because they had the ex-cops.
I didn't like them. I think Phil and those guys dug them. I wasn't into them as much.
Yeah, I liked some of that. Well, I do like that record, but I think DBX is way better though.
Oh my god, that was fucking awesome. That's a record that, well, I guess you can make it, whether or not part of cancel culture would just shut it the fuck down. Would fucking Brocky have even cared?
Yeah, it definitely would be interesting to hear like his take on like where things are at when it comes to stuff like that, because definitely there are songs on both of those DBX records that like would not fly now for sure.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, there's a lot of songs on both those records that would not fly.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like one of them where it's like, would that shit even go now? And the half of it, no. I mean, it's still fucking funny as shit. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, like it's definitely great.
Sorry, people. It's still fucking funny. I don't care. I'm not a prude. I guess I am. I am a prude that likes fucking ignorant shit.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, it's like this, like I said, this probably doesn't count because this is a solo record. But I think, and it's definitely not better than the Dwarves, but He Who Cannot Be Named, their guitar player, his like solo band, they have like 5 records out or something. And dude, his fucking records are awesome. Like I love his solo records a lot. They're like really, really, he sings and plays guitar. And I mean, he has like a full band and stuff, but his voice is really cool and like unique sounding.
Right.
And yeah, those records are killer, man. He's been putting records out like a bunch over like the last 10 years. Highly recommend checking that out.
I'm trying. I stumped myself. So there'll be people that'll be like, "Oh, you dumbass, you missed this," and I'm gonna be like, "Yes, I did." Whatever that fucking band is that the Happy Flowers were in, that the Happy Flowers is their side hustle. I don't even know what the fuck the other band's called, but
yeah, I don't
Happy
know.
Flowers kicked ass. I forget. We looked it up, but they weren't half as good as the Happy Flowers. They need to get the fuck over themselves.
Well, like Butthole Surfers had that band, the Jack Officers, and that record's pretty fucking cool. So that was basically, I think, all of them minus the guitar player. And that was kind of like a side hustle band. I think they did that like in between like Butthole's records.
Here, let me give you one that's not awesome. Gone. Yeah. They're not better than Black Flag and should never have existed. That was a side. That was basically Everything Went Black, or not Everything Went Black. What is it? Family Man side 2 on steroids. It wasn't on steroids. It was just there, kind of limping around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with them. Painful.
Yeah, this is tough. We're gonna have to like disregard this topic for now because I feel like we gotta like think about this. I want to come up with like good, legitimate choices.
And like I know there's ones out there.
Oh yeah,
like
there's tons.
That it's just like fucking glaring, like right in your face. And I mean, it doesn't have to be from. It could be from any genre.
Yeah.
Or they could be. How about solo artists that join up to do a super group?
Ooh. Wow.
I guess maybe is I like so. Ooh.
Yeah,
you're writing shit down.
Yeah, I just don't want to forget.
So mine is the Highwaymen, where Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash and I don't know about Chris Christopherson and Willie Nelson got together and they did a project, and that was good. I guess like the Traveling Wilburys fall into that fucking category too.
That might be one of the most epic of all of those that you could come up with, because that is like the ultimate solo artist supergroup.
Yeah,
you might be hard pressed to find one.
Why it's named one better,
more stacked than that.
I don't know what you don't have fucking against Waylon Jennings, but I don't fucking like it.
No, I like Waylon. He's cool.
Shit.
Well, yeah, I like that. That'll give me something to think on because
yeah.
Well,
I know it's
so. Let's set parameters for the first part of that. So, the side hustle band, does it have to be all the same members just doing something different, or can it only be like 2 or 3 members adding to other members to whatever the side band is?
Yeah, I think it has to be like 2 or 3 members,
Okay.
and then they can add people, but there has to be like a core from one band to another.
Okay.
Because actually, I did think about it, like Me First and Gimme's might be more of a super group than they are.
Yeah.
They fall in the other category. Yeah, super group versus that.
And is there like any parameters as far as like the band can't, like, they can't be, I guess I'm trying to even think how to say it. Like they only do maybe like one EP or like one album and never do anything again. And it's like a one-time thing, because I feel like if it's something that continues, then that doesn't necessarily count, because then that's almost like it's its own separate band and it's not really a side hustle anymore.
Right. Well,
So it's like, is there like a 2 record limit to whatever that band is?
That is awesome. Well, that would take SOD off the chart then.
Well, they had 2.
I thought they had a third one.
DBX
Recently.
had 2.
Okay, 2 record maximum.
Yeah, I think that's good, because I think after 2, it's like then you're just entering into you're a real band at that point.
Oh, I know Infectious Grooves, and I couldn't fucking stand them, but that's one.
That's a really good one. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's, yeah.
But I think they honestly,
they're their own band though too, but that is like started as a side hustle band.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, see, that breaks, because they put out more than 2 albums, did they not?
Yeah. They probably have like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So that's a hard one. And
yeah.
I got another one. These are 2. Well, I don't know, because I don't know. Okay, so it might be, but it was like the Mr. Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, even though Mr. Bungle, I think, existed prior to the Faith No More connection. And I don't think anybody crosses over except for Mike Patton.
I don't think that counts.
All right, well, that was a good try.
It's a good try. I love Mr. Bungle. I like Mr. Bungle more than Faith No More.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do too. How do you want to? I like the fact that they're schizophrenic in their style. Like it's a lot of the shit's all over the place, and I am all about it. Like it makes me happy. I think it's funny that Scott Ian's playing for him, or was playing with him.
Oh, that's right. I think Dave Lombardo was too.
Crazy.
Well, another one too that just came to mind is and it's sort of funny because they actually sort of like flipped positions, but the dudes from Negative Approach, before like Negative Approach started playing again, they were doing that band Easy Action, and then like they started doing Negative Approach a little bit, and then it's almost like it flipped. Like Negative Approach has kind of become like the main band again, and like the Easy Action's more of like the like side band.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
I didn't even know about Easy Action.
Yeah, it's cool.
You are a man amongst men.
Yeah, I'm giving up for right now because I know there's a ton, and I just can't think of any right now. As soon as we stop, I'll be like, I'll think of 10.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a fucking shit ton of like New York hardcore bands or guys that band it up.
Well, Madball.
I was gonna say, or Judge. Does that count?
I mean, Madball was a side hustle at first.
Dude, I was still when that 45's fucking awesome. The first 45 when he was 14 or whatever.
Yeah.
That thing is fucking awesome. And actually I still like him. I didn't like that he tried to sing on the last record. I understand the rule.
He tried to sing?
Yeah.
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard any of their records in a long time. I still like them, but.
All right. So what else do you have? What are some more of your fucked up lyrics as a kid? Like instead of Dirty Deeds and Thunder Jeep. That was a game we have not really played successfully.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely like I'm not saying I don't have other ones, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Yeah, that was one I basically the Thunder Jeep is like the epitome of the bad, like the worst one I ever had, probably. So beyond that,
It sounds like a fucking t-shirt.
dude, that would be funny. Maybe that would be the shirt I'd buy. I'd buy the shirt making fun of myself.
Oh, how fucking awesome is that?
Oh, well, here's one another thing I had on my list of things to think about is, well, two things. The first thing, bands, a band that you may have like not even recently, but a band just that you didn't know anything about and you heard like a song or two and got like really hyped on them. And then you went to see them live. And after you went to see them live, you were extremely disappointed and never wanted to listen to them ever again.
Shit.
And the reason why I thought of that is something to ask you about is because I have that exact scenario for myself. Is a band called the Brian Jonestown Massacre,
which is a really good name,
because I like heard a couple of their songs. I was like, oh, this band's pretty cool. Like I might like listen to more of these guys. And I heard maybe like 3 or 4 songs and they were coming around a few months ago and we got tickets to go see them. It was one of the most boring concerts I've ever been to in my entire life. Afterwards, I was like, I'm never going to listen to this fucking shitty band ever again.
Oh my God.
Overrated as fuck. Like anybody out there who likes that band on studio record, stay in your house and stay a fan. Because if you go to see them, you're going to be fucking bummed.
So why were you bummed? Was it a lack of, I mean, and what type of venue is it? Just because I have no fucking clue who they are.
It was they played at this place called the Observatory out here, which is, I guess, I don't know what the Maryland equivalent would be. Probably like 930 Club. Okay. I guess. So they're like, mid to upper tier kind of indie alternative kind of band. I swear that the songs I heard from them, listening to them on my own, there was some variety in the tempos and like the song structures. And I fucking swear to God, I think they played like the same song 15 times. I was like,
oh my God.
Like, there was like people around me, like we went with some friends and stuff, and we were like looking at each other and they're like, is this the song they just played? Is this a different song? I was like, I think this is a different song. Like, it sounds just like the last song. I'm like, it totally does. And then after like the 8th or 9th song, it's like the same like 100 beats per minute tempo on like every fucking song. And I was like, fuck this band, dude. So boring.
I'm trying to think. There are ones that I know I've done, but I've really like, I think I blacked them out. Like there's stuff like I can visualize myself somewhere, but I like, honestly, it's like kind of blacked out. Like I don't remember who the fuck it was. Like
you're lucky then.
Yeah. And it might not have been a band that I expressly wanted to go to. I might have went to as a favor and then went and I'm like, I was like, that's not that bad. And then you got there and I'm like, fuck me, man. Why am I here?
Yeah. Well, that's cool that you forgot. I wish I could fucking forget that fucking show. But I'm hyped though, because next Tuesday we're going to see Psychedelic Furs. Do you like them?
I don't know if I could do a whole show.
No,
I don't know. I mean, I've changed.
You want to hear Pretty in Pink and leave?
Fuck no. It's probably the last song I'd want to hear. But that's a hard one. I don't know if I'd want to go.
I would say that those guys are probably one of my favorite like 80s bands.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I really like that band a lot. They're like criminally underrated.
Dude, oh no, them Depeche Mode. I like one Depeche Mode song. I guess maybe two Depeche Mode songs. Like
I've always wanted to see them too, but I had chances to see them and didn't go. And now the dude just died, so I'm not sure what they're going to end up doing.
Yeah.
So okay. So my other sort of topic to bring up, and this sort of plays into what we talked about last week a little bit with like member switches and or like singer changes and stuff like that. But what are your thoughts on like bands who maybe still pull it off decent enough, but it's not as good as what it was 10 or 15 years ago, but they're still going, and like sound wise, they just can't pull it off, but they're still having fun and people still want to go see it. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh my God. That's,
like, is it
what you mean, like us?
Yeah, but no, we were never famous though.
Well, that's
so
a good point.
So no one gives a fuck. But yeah, I don't know. Just like, is there, in your mind, is there a time when a band should call it a day, or as long as they're still having fun and people want to go see it to enjoy themselves, is that good enough?
I want the latter because I'm kind of torn, because here's my two examples. I'm going to use Metallica versus Slayer, where Metallica kind of kept moving. Not saying Slayer didn't move forward, but Slayer, for the most part, held solid to what they did.
Yeah. Overall, I would say.
Overall, yeah. I mean, there's a couple bumps in the road, but for the most part, they're pretty solid. But at some point, like in the latter couple albums, like the songs were good. It's almost like what we were talking about, the Dead Guy, or not Dead Guy, but the No Escape thing, where it's just like almost like, why do it? And I hate to say that because I my love for Slayer, but it's like, did you need to do that? So it's weird because now, like, saying this out loud, you go to yourself, but they still want to write and they still want to do music. They still want to tour. And now it's, am I the asshole because I can't accept them for aging and staying true to the roots versus where everybody shat on fucking Metallica because they branched and kind of got not poppier, but more radio play. Like they became just, they morphed.
Yeah.
So, and they still can't put out a fucking good record now either. But it's like, where would you rather be? Would you rather be in the morphed in, you're just not putting out the crazy great shit you used to, or not morphed and still not putting out the crazy shit you used to? Or is it not that it's not good? It's just your expectations are so fucking high from the first 3 or 4 albums that it doesn't fucking matter what they do. It's not going to be that awesome. So I spun that shit around on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was coming at it more of just sticking to, like, I guess the age side of it, like actually losing the physical ability. And I felt it falls more in probably with the singing, I would say.
Okay. So and I hate doing this as a fucking example, but this will prove or kind of go against your point. Is when we went to see the Circle Jerks. Like I was like, oh, I could have used Guar from when they played with Ghoul, but it was like they looked fucking. It wasn't great for me, but for younger kids and other people, they were fucking so stoked and hyped. It didn't fucking matter. Like they were vibing off of it, and it was just me being a fucking turd. I mean, it's really, you know, is it because no, is it more my fault that I'm not accepting of where they've moved on versus, or the fact they're still going? And I mean, this falls back into multiple conversations. Like, are you cool with playing the same songs for 20 fucking years, 30 years, 40 years? Or do you want to move past that, it's a big, ugly fucking mess right now because there's so many. Once again, this is something with a shit ton of variables, but you don't like I said, that's a horrible example. I felt more comfortable bitching about Guar not being great than I do about the Circle Jerks not being because I fucking love them and I was stoked to see them, but we're all getting old. So it's like, now I'm talking myself out of going to see TSOL just by having this conversation.
You didn't like the Circle Jerks when you saw them?
I know.
Because I thought they were fucking pretty awesome still.
So that's
you took this in a completely different trajectory because I was thinking of more, I should have specified, but I was like, the whole thing that even made me think about this is sort of like the Led Zeppelin thing where Robert Plant doesn't want to do the band because his fucking voice is shot and he can't sing like 1970s Robert Plant anymore.
Right.
And he's accepted that. But the other dudes in the band would still play if he would, but he has flat out refused to do Led Zeppelin. And they did that show 10 years ago for their record executive friend who died or whatever. And they did that tribute show for him. And I mean, they sounded really good at that show, but you could tell his, he doesn't sound the same. So it's do you admire the fact that he pulled himself out of the running to do that band because he is able to admit his voice is shot? Or do you think that even if his voice isn't as good as what it used to be, it's still good enough for fans to enjoy seeing them?
That's a two-sided. That once again, I already feel like shit that I said something bad about the Circle Jerks. Now, no, I think I respect him, and because I'm an asshole, as soon as he said he would do it, especially after resisting this long, it'd be a total money fucking grab.
Yeah,
it'd be no, you're doing it because you need fucking pay off something or somebody. It's totally, or you're setting your kids up to go to college for the rest of their life. What the fuck ever. But I think I have respect for him. I think that's, I mean, would somebody who's never seen them younger, would they be stoked to see him? Fuck yes. I mean, would I pay money? I wouldn't pay a lot of, fuck it. No, you know me, I'm cheap ass as it is. But so I'm not paying a lot for this muffler at any point.
Gotcha. But so taking this into even a deeper realm though, in saying that you respect him, that he made the decision that he doesn't, he in his mind, he wants the fan to have the most legitimate Led Zeppelin experience that they can have. And if his vocals don't sound like what they used to, then he feels he's not giving them the best show that they can get. And I think there is something to be said about that. There's a respect there, but however,
go ahead.
Is there a little bit of an ego issue there that he's not able to allow himself to let his barriers down about how he thinks he should sound and allow the fans an experience to see them, even if it's not what he thinks they should get. So it's he's holding all the cards.
So me being the asshole that I am, I'm okay with it because I'm the one that was just bitching. We had this conversation. So the fact that, I mean, you haven't taken a side, but it's us bitching about bands touring with not the right singer.
Yeah.
If I'm going to see Zeppelin, I want to hear those fucking notes. Initially when you started saying it, I was starting to roll the other way. They're like a fucking picture who used to throw fucking 100 miles per hour, but now he's old. Now he has to learn to do change ups and shit like that.
Yeah.
And so there's a longevity, but I think it's different because you have put a spot, or you've recorded a spot in time, and that's how assholes like me perceive it.
Yeah.
So when you get when you get somebody who's not hitting the notes or whatever. Oh my God, here, I'm going to crush them. So here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame celebration 2 years ago, whatever, 3. So the Zombies went in and they performed. And it was, to me, I wish I wouldn't have seen it. Gotcha. Because it totally, like, I respect them because they're still playing. But to me, like, that's not the 45, it's in the jukebox. That, like, and he's compensating. They're still getting it, but he's compensating because he can't hit the fucking notes that he did when he was fucking 18 years old. And like that, to me, like, I was like, fuck, that's horrible. So, I mean, sorry, Zombies, I love you, but I just, the fact that it's like, there should be a time to shut it down, I guess. Yeah, so to take that back, to say that, then Circle Jerks should keep fucking playing because they fucking hit everything. It's just, to me, it was like, we're all getting old. I mean,
well, and I don't think there's necessarily a wrong or a right answer to any of this. I think that everybody's different and everyone has a different expectation of what they want their experience to be at a live show. So I think there's probably lots of people that are like you that think it's very admirable that, like, Plant shut that shit down. It's like, I'm not going to do it if my voice doesn't sound like it did in the 70s. Like, and there's a part of me that respects that too. But then I guess there's also a side where there's people who aren't as maybe musically inclined as us, or they don't need to have all the like nuanced shit that we're like wanting to hear. And they just want to see Led Zeppelin, and they might not even know that he's not hitting the high notes. So they don't get to see it.
So the pushback is, you do this tour and there is fucking 90 critics as you're going around playing these, just fucking nailing you to the cross.
Yeah, just like every chance. You.
Yeah, because you can't hit those notes.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want that fucking ridicule? Because I mean, that's a fucking horrible topic. Because it's definitely, there's a line to walk. Yeah. It's so, look, and I'm still upset that I talk shit on Circle Jerks. Fucking Keith Morris came down, and once again, this is why I like the shows I fucking like, because after the show, who's fucking hanging out with everybody? Fucking Keith Morris is standing there, and there's a picture with all of us together. Like all the kids I took, which is funny, is I was the fucking driving the mom's soccer wagon down because it's me and 3 fucking teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, and they were stoked out of their mind. So it's, but I mean, he was super cool. All right. Now that I'm done fucking feeling bad, and Keith Morris is awesome. Let's go back to, it's like, I think it's easier to take shots when you're at home than while you're touring around and you got to play 6 more shows and there's somebody going, you fucking blow. Why are you here? Or would you rather see him lip sync it?
Well, that's a whole separate scenario, but I think that, like I said, I don't think there's any right or wrong answers to any of this. And I think it's all very situational. I think it's like every band is different, and maybe the parameters of like what is and isn't allowed for them, so to speak. And it's funny, like using the Circle Jerks as an example, like I think any band that falls into that realm, that's like a punk band that's associated with like youth and sort of like bucking the system or something. I feel like maybe the me from years ago would have been like, this is like absurd at this point for like dudes in their 50s to be like playing music that's like about youthful revolt and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's like almost, now that I've gotten older, it's like I see it as almost more admirable and endearing. And it's almost like maybe it's more believable even now than it was when they were younger, because it's like when you're older, you actually do have more life experiences, and you actually do have some more things to maybe be upset and like think differently about things. When it's when you're young, it's like you kind of don't know your ass from a hole in the ground.
I was going to say, you don't have the life experiences you need to bitch about everything you're bitching about.
Yeah. So like the circle jerks, it's like maybe you don't have the, maybe there's aspects of the band that age has played into not making it as like legit possibly, but maybe from like what they actually stand for, they have more right to be there now than they like ever have.
I'll buy that. I mean,
I think there's a lot of bands like that actually. Like a lot. It's like I definitely hear a lot of people talk shit on older punk bands who are still playing. Like, oh, like I can't believe you're still doing this. But I'm like, hold on a second. Like they actually kind of like I was just saying. They maybe they're like believing their own music more than they ever have right now.
Right.
And they're like close to 60, and maybe it feels even more right to them.
So when we saw Slapshot, dude, fucking Choke was making fun of some dude because he was like 45 and gassed. He's like, I'm 60. He's like, and I'm up here killing it. Look at you. He was like, this dude was like 45 and gassed. Like he danced for a little bit and then was done. And he was like fucking dogging him. It was awesome. I mean, so
I think bottom line for me is just that if a band is still having fun doing what they're doing and it sounds decent enough where it's not embarrassing, like keep fucking doing it. Like as long if there's going to be people who are going to come see it, there's going to be people that are going to hate on it. You're never going to please everybody, and it's like as long as they're having fun and still enjoying it, like I think that they have to ignore the like quote unquote true believers who are going to hate that they should stop.
I mean, to add on to that, look, it's going to make me sound like a complete hypocrite. It's awesome if they can keep doing it, because if I take myself out of the equation, I think about everybody that's under fucking 25 that went and was so fucking stoked.
Yeah.
It's like those kids didn't give 3 fucks about my opinion when we got in the car. Like they were so excited and they were fucking amped up about it. And it was me being the fucking rain cloud because I'm a douchebag and I'm old and fucking angry and
well, and maybe
my shoes are too tight and my underwear cut up my balls.
The problem is you don't wear short enough shorts, dude.
Oh shit.
So maybe there's like a whole nother angle to this then too, is there an element to judging bands that we grew up with who are like in their maybe like, golden years, declining years.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah. Like golden/declining years of their careers that were like mega stars when we were younger who are like declining now. Is there a part of this whole conversation we're having? Does it feel like you're losing a sense of your mortality personally because of a band, you seeing a band you loved decline in front of your very eyes?
Oh, ooh.
Like to take it really deep. Is there maybe a subconscious level of they should stop?
They should stop so I stop aging?
Yeah. Maybe do you think there's an element involved with that?
Fuck, I guess there could be. It's a little bit deeper and I thought about it, but sure. I don't
like if I don't see them sounding worse than they should, then they're still like youthful to me.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's a tough one, because like I'm thinking about it and like it's a catch-22 because you're checking something off the bucket list that you never got to see.
Yeah.
But they're in their golden years. So shit. And that's a hard one. Fucking, do I care that they're older? Will that age me when I see them? Made me feel good because he was fucking kicking ass and is fucking ripped. and he was a fucking machine. And so that made me, it's like where they didn't look tired and they weren't like, they were fucking having fun. Like it was still a party.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe it depends on,
like I said, it's situational with all
yeah,
this.
I was
like
going to say, because
it depends on the band, and there's lots of factors, lots of variables, but
and is it because they're popular, but they weren't like uber popular?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like people might know the name, but they're not like fucking like gods. Like they've just stayed the path and they've been there and they've done well. And they had their speed bump, but they came back and they kept doing it, kind of like Warzone did, where they kept fucking just, you know, they hit the fucking speed bump, blew it, but then that fucking Sounds of the Revolution that Warzone did after the fact, it's fucking phenomenal. Like
that split they did with Calls for Alarm too, that was awesome.
So
a 10-inch.
Mm-hmm. So whoosh. Yeah, I think it's so situational because I guess to the point whether they were small or big bands, is like they never made it so high up onto a pedestal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's the way. Like they're badass, but once again, that's why I like going to the shows I like going to, because they're not fucking pedestal idols. They are fucking people that I can interact with. I could buy beers for if I wanted to. You know, I could stand beside him in the fucking urinal and piss on his shoes. Like I could do whatever. Like we interact.
Yeah.
Like so.
Well, maybe another distinction too could be that all these bands and like sort of performers and singers we're talking about, they were just as famous for their like personas and personality as they were for like their vocal delivery. So maybe it's like they were a larger than life sort of personality. So the lackluster performance they give as they get older can be forgave a little bit more because of just even seeing them still performing is enough. You're like stoked that like this dude's 68 and is still like jumping around on stage like a lunatic. Like that's fucking awesome. And like they kind of get a pass in a way, whereas like I don't know, just like maybe there's some like classical singer who's only known for the voice and they don't have any type of persona at all and like no personality attached to them. They're just people know this voice. So if that declines, that's probably not acceptable.
That works for me. I mean, that definitely,
because there's nothing else attached to it. It's like just the voice. Because it's like, if we take that back to sort of like the Robert Plant scenario, it's like, you're going to have your purist who, if it doesn't sound like the 70s records, I don't want to hear it. Then there's going to be an equal amount of people that want to see him fucking do the fucking Robert Plant moves. And like, they can be okay with his voice not being as good. But if you're a classical singer and you're known for like these certain notes and you can't hit those anymore, then it's like, you're probably done.
Yeah. Yeah,
because you don't have anything else. That's it. It's the voice.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that is so maybe now that go back, because like maybe I shouldn't be picking on Joey Belladonna for trying to show that he still has his shit, because he does.
Yeah.
Like, so because there was times I'm like, dude, you don't need to do all that. Once again, it's not the record I'm used to hearing, so I'm like whining about it because I'm a bitch. But I mean, look, maybe it's not a bad thing to fucking show that, motherfucker, I'm still here and I can still do it.
Yeah.
And I can still cry for the Indians.
He's still crying for the Indians, dude. And I mean, he's like, he's a good front man. He has a lot of personality, and he's still like, I think that's another thing too, is a lot of these bands are talking about, like Anthrax, Circle Jerks, and just that run that gamut in those genres. It's like they're still like kids at heart. And I think it's like that's a big part of, for me, it's like the talent level, I'm okay with it being a little bit declined, if I'm getting like young at heart vibes. Like that's what evens it out for me. Like the fact that you're the age you are, you devoted your life to this, and you're still like raging as much as you can rage. Like that's like good enough for me.
Right. No, I don't think I can argue that. As long as they're having a great time, they're enjoying it, and it doesn't feel like a fucking money grab. Like
yeah, totally.
I mean, because I mean, from our culture, that's exactly what we were against.
Yeah,
was the
totally.
fucking money grab.
Yep.
So if they're there going through the motions, can't wait till the fucking show's over so they can get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
They get their money and get the fuck out. Then, you know, it's totally different. Like, because I mean, that's not what we or that's, you know, it was always fight the system. So that system isn't, you know, fucking paydays. It's about fucking playing, not getting paid, and fucking sucking it up.
Yeah, if they're still doing it, still there for the right reasons, then it's cool. But yeah, no, like I certainly wasn't even trying to like trick you into coming up with like weird answers or something. But because I this has been like informative for myself actually, because I've sort of off and on struggled with this scenario over the years. Like when you know, is there a time when a band should fucking pull the plug? And I've always gone back and forth with how I feel about that. And I feel like this conversation, I've really talking about it out loud with someone. I've come to the conclusion that I think that's how I feel about it, is that if you're in it for the right reasons and you're still young at heart because of it, and that shows through in the music, even if the ability might not be what it once was, as long as those factors are still present, like it's gets a pass with me. I think it's acceptable and it's awesome. It's what's the intent of it in general? Like, are you still love the band you're doing? You still like playing the songs. You still like seeing people get excited about playing those songs, and you just have a love for doing it. And then when that comes through, like people know that and pick up on it. And when it's a cash grab, people know that too. And that's when I think it's like, it's bullshit.
Oh my God. So that's funny. So in the Instagram feeds, the Misfits playing somewhere, I guess in LA. I thought it was in Texas. I think they're playing in Texas for Halloween. And it was like, it's the original Misfits.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm like, so that to that point, it's like, that'd be cool to see, but you know, it's a fucking money grab.
Yeah.
Like it hurts.
So that's a tough one for me, because I definitely, I feel like there's definitely there's a bit of like closure with that band for me. Just like, I like the storyline of those guys were kind of beefing for so long, and they sort of squashed the beef, and they're at least, maybe they're not going out on the highest high note they could have went out on, but the fact that they're at least playing and the beef is kind of squashed, like I like that aspect of it. But I think beyond that, it's definitely kind of cash grabby, it seems like to me.
Yeah, and I'd want to hear Forbidden Zone. Oh, shit.
Now that's a re-record that I would be interested to hear, is Danzig trying to sing.
That was going to say trying.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because I think that would be a butcher fest.
Sorry, Gene, but that's the way I feel. It's not even going to come fucking close. Maybe back in the day. I don't even think back in the day. They're just two different vocals.
Yeah, I mean, it's just apples and oranges. I think it's fun to fucking poke fun at Danzig.
Yeah.
But so, well, that could be a whole nother fucking day. But if you had to pick your favorite Danzig project, what would it be?
So that's funny, is I'm a Samhain or Samhain, whatever you want to call it. Love Samhain, Samhain, whatever. It's Samhain, I believe. Gene corrected me a long time ago, and I've heard it said multiple times that way, so I
it's
believe
fucking
it.
Samhain, dude. It's always Samhain to me. I don't care what it really is.
So there was a
Samhain.
girl in high school that walked by me and she said Samhain. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like pointing at my shirt. I'm like, Samhain. She's like, no, it's Samhain. I'm like, oh, okay. Because she was witchy. So she knew her shits.
Yeah.
And so I'm like a huge Samhain fan. Like I love it. I don't know why. Like Initium, I love. Like that album's fucking awesome. And November Coming Fire, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that would be like the version I'm actually more interested in.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. I don't think I can really narrow it
It's
down.
not Danzig. It's not Danzig the band. I can tell you that. It's definitely not that. Like I
like them all. I like them all a lot. I think if it came down to it, I'd have to pick Misfits, but I don't know. There's just aspects of them all that I really like.
there was a reason I got married on the 30th of October. No, yeah. No,
Yeah.
November 1st. We got married on November 1st. That's Samhain.
Oh, nice.
It was, believe it or not, intentional. It was an easy day to remember.
Yeah. You're so cool for that.
I am a douchebag.
I do like I think Initium is my favorite Samhain record though. If I had to pick a favorite. I don't know though, dude. The first two Danzig records are pretty much I'll even go as far as say the first three are pretty much unfuckable with though. Like they're all fucking perfect. To me, you're shaking your head.
Oh shit. So I remember I think I was junior when it came out, the first Danzig album. And I think I gave it to the Turners. Like Gene made me a copy of it. And I was like, I gave it to the Turners. I was like, I listened to it in art class one day and I was like, yeah, I can't do it. I just handed it off.
That's
like
funny.
I wasn't ready. I love the first album. That's one of those, like, it took a while to grow on me.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's like if you
I think I sold my ticket. Like I was that turned off. Like I sold my ticket to go see Danzig because I was like,
really?
I don't want to fucking go. Yeah.
Did I tell you my Danzig story?
No.
I ever told you that?
No.
So we went to see Danzig in like 2008-ish or something, maybe. This is my first time ever seeing him. And it was fucking awesome. He was at the House of Blues out here. And it was fucking badass. Well, I went to the show with some friends, and my friend Danny, he was stage diving, and he dove out, and people caught him, and he got like pushed back up to the front of the stage, and Danzig was like singing like right in front of him, like kind of like leaning out over the monitors. And he fucking reached up and snatched his necklace off of his neck.
Oh, shit.
But it's that like the fucking cool, like upside down cross one with like the Danzig skull in it. Yeah. It was like hanging down. He fucking reached up and snagged it. And then he just like fell back into the crowd, like fucking vanished into the crowd.
Nice.
And yeah. So he still has it. So like he has like an actual Danzig necklace.
That's pretty fucking awesome. All right, I'm wrapping this shit up because the dog's getting ready to go fucking nuts. He has been good and laid behind me for 2 hours.
And we fucking rambled on way too long about fucking stupid shit. So
love you, Massachusetts, DC,
yep,
and South Korea, and California. Dude, whoever you are, I fucking love you. So fucking funny. I got big points in my daughter's eyes for that one.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Our K-pop tie-in.
There you go.
Once again, when she starts her stupid podcast, we're gonna get crushed like a baby fucking seal.
Oh, is she doing a podcast?
She wants to do a K-pop podcast.
Oh, nice.
We'll see.
Yeah, cool. I'm
Plus,
into
she's a fucking nut, so it'll be more interesting just to listen to for just that. Who the fuck knows?
Cool. Well, she's got the gear to do it.
Yes, you do. All right, kids.
Cool.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Later. This podcast was brought to you by Potty Mouth Records. Contact us at pottymouthrecords@gmail.com and find us on the web at pottymouthrecords.rocks. That's .rocks. Top that, bitch.